Hello and welcome, you join me ADG123 and here we are on Autodrome Maggiore GP track, pronounced that terribly no doubt, and we're here for race 8 of the SimFx 1 hour endurance championship, and here we are. So we'll go through the grid. Timovic, new guy filling in for Phil this week in first. Second is SimFx Paul K Gaming, or PKG. Third is Phoenix. Fourth is ZDG. Mulson in fifth. Skid Guru in sixth. Specky Jock in seventh. Basinger is in eighth. Another new guy, so G4Z we'll call him, in ninth. B Cooney in 10th. Ginger Tim in 11th, Steve Stearns in 12th, Mr. Dino in 13th, and Broad in 14th. So we'll skip back to the front, skip up the camera angle and get on the way. Just a quick note as we start, this will end up being over 2 videos because I didn't save the replay. I haven't got the chance to skip through, so as soon as I try and skip, even though I've managed to watch this replay through share, even though every time I try and skip it just crashes on me, and the whole game crashes, so I can't skip at any point, so it'll end up being over 2 videos. Anyway, we're on the way, so Timovic leads us off into the first lap, and away we go. Stick with Mulson and myself for this first lap, just because I had a massive moment on this first lap that made a hell of a difference in my race. So try and catch that. Basically I just got a bit carried away, a bit too enthusiastic at the beginning of the race on Phoenix in front of me, so got a good run down here. See Timovic going wide slightly, so Paul K up into first. Phoenix now looking for the run down the outside into the next corner. Getting to second, puts us all very bunched up all of a sudden because of Timovic. So I'm right next to Phoenix now, Mulson's right behind me as well. So I see a little gap here, go for the inside, end up having a bit of contact with Phoenix, just kept my foot in instead of backing out of it and put myself into the wall. So that's over and done with already. So we see Specky Jock and I go right to the back because of that as well. So everyone gains a place that was behind me. Really bright brake lights there from Specky Jock for some reason. But we'll watch this, I haven't watched this replay through and made notes either, so I'll just skip through and try and catch the action that I see. So we've got Specky Jock right in the back of this battle now with Skid Guru, Phoenix and Mulson. Mulson doing well to put it up into third place. Me and Phoenix having that little bit of contact probably helped Mulson to do that. With a good run on Phoenix. So we see all 4 of these cars coming pretty close together through the corner onto the start finish straight to head on to lap 2. So a decent first lap from most people apart from myself. I ended up with damage on first lap as well, so I ended up pitting. So I dropped well and truly back off the pack. And we'll see what's going on up front. We've got Paul K leading now from Timovic, who started in pole, going wide there, and Mulson following Timovic pretty closely with Phoenix right behind him in the Mazda. We've got Skid Guru getting attacked down the inside from Specky Jock. Basinger watching it all going on behind him. So Skid Guru losing the place to Specky Jock now, going up into 5th place. And we see up front as well, we've got Phoenix now very close to the back of Mulson, looking to get higher up the order. Tempting to dive late down the inside on that hairpin, but hard to get it stopped if you do. Phoenix going past Mulsanne now into third place. See if he can keep it around the outside, which he manages to do through there nice and cleanly, side by side with Mulsanne. Good racing. So full respect from both of those guys there, giving each other plenty of room through the corners. And Phoenix getting back into third place, past Mulsanne now into fourth. And Mulsanne's got a trail of cars behind him now building up with Specky Jock, Skid Guru and Basinger all right behind to make the top 7 incredibly close. So all nice and clean and tidy into that first corner. Skid Guru looking for another opportunity to get past Specky Jock now. And Basinger looking for any chance he can make of anything from behind. That came out terribly. That's what I was trying to say. Any opportunity he sees, he'll go for when he's following so closely behind. So we've got Basinger in 7th place, and then a bit further back now, G4Z in 8th. 9th is Ginger Tim, Pete Cooney in 10th now, Steve Stones in 11th, Broad in 12th, all having a close race at the back as well. See Mr. Dino going round on his own and me right at the back on my own. Now I've pitted. We've already had a pit stop. So got Broad, like I say, in 12th, Steve Stones in all having a close race. Ginger Tim running a little bit wide there, picking up a bit of dirt on the exit. Nothing to slow him down too badly though. Heading down the steep hill into the braking zone for the tight right-hander. Can carry a lot of speed through there if you get it right though. Right over to the left-hand side and open it up as much as possible. Watch Basinger getting incredibly close and looking lively behind Skid Guru. So watch this battle going on here. There's all sorts going on very closely. So Skid Guru's still in 6th space, chasing Specky Jock, but Specky Jock's right on the back of Mulsanne. So any little mistake from these guys now and they'll be dropping back a place or two. Could try and remember the order so I know when there's been an overtake. Mulsanne still in 4th, Specky Jock now up into 5th, and Skid Guru dropping back there. So I knew someone had moved there, but I couldn't work out who it was straight away. Skid Guru dropping back into 7th place behind Basinger now. So having a bit of a moment and dropping back a little bit, but no major issue. G4Z not too far behind, chasing away and leading that pack behind him towards the back. So we've got Mulsanne looking down the inside, the outside, sorry, of Timmervitz, trying to get the line right. So not really looking down the outside, just trying to open up the corner as much as possible to get the entry right. Mulsanne there, and Timmervitz was going wide. So Mulsanne up into 3rd place. See if Specky Jock can follow him through as well. Wrong way. So Specky Jock does manage to follow him through and up into 4th place. Goes Specky Jock and Timmervitz now down into 5th. Nice to stay in 5th as they head through the hairpin, and Specky Jock manages to carry the speed and come out in front of him. So good racing going on up front. I did say one little mistake and you'll drop back, and Skid Guru's proved that, and so has Timmervitz now. It's good when the racing's that close. Oh, so Skid Guru having a big oversteer moment there, drifting his way through the corner and having to gather it up, so losing more time, dropping off the back of Basinger now. So we've got Mulsanne leading out this little pack now in 3rd place, doing a good job and chasing Phoenix down. Phoenix having a good race here in 2nd place, and Paul K, my teammate, in 1st place, having a good race. I keep letting Paul down with my results through these races, but we're still managing to stay in the championship position we were in for the team. So we're still doing enough to keep in the position we were in, which is in 2nd in the championship for our team. So we'll skip a bit further back again and see what's going on towards the back. So now we've got Ginger Tim leading out from G4Z in this little group slightly further back. In 7th place as someone just goes off and gives him a place. G4Z in 8th now, B Cooney in 9th, Broad in 10th, Specky Jock in 11th, side by side with Steve Stones. So Specky Jock was quite high up, only a lap or two ago, and he's dropped back now, so he's in 11th place. See where he can get back to from there, see if he can get back in the race and make it work. As long as he hasn't got bad damage, it should be able to make it happen. Steve Stones still looking for the opportunity, but not quite close enough to do anything. See what Mr. Dino's up to. Just going round on his own pretty much. And same with me right at the back in 14th. Slowly but surely trying to claw myself back into the race. So I've got Steve Stones dropped off slightly now from the back of Specky Jock. Broad in 10th place, dropped back slightly from B Cooney, which is right on the back of G4Z. And G4Z's right on the back of Ginger Tim. With B Cooney down the inside there. We're on the outside now. G4Z giving him room. It's good racing. Side by side through here. Managed to keep it clean. It's good racing from those two there. So we've got G4Z still in 8th place. B Cooney not managing to make the move stick for long, and still in 9th. Ginger Tim making a bit of an advantage away from that. I can see what's going on up front, so we'll keep an eye on that. We've got Skid Guru getting up into 5th place. Timovitz now in 4th place, and Mulson's dropped back into 6th place, so I've missed what's happened there. Typical my style completely. He's missing the action and then commentating on whatever happens afterwards. But there you go, Basinger in 3rd now, so good moves from Basinger to get himself up into 3rd. We've got Timovitz looking for the cutback, but not managing to get it done out of there. In 4th place, Mulson now getting past Skid Guru into 5th, and Skid Guru back into 6th place. We've got G4Z and Ginger Tim right side by side as well. Oh no, drop back because G4Z, they were side by side for a second. Oh, so we've got Ginger Tim having a big mistake, so dropping back. G4Z making the most of that. B Cooney taking a place, Bro taking a place, and Ginger Tim now finding himself side by side with Specky Jock and dropping down to 11th eventually, with Steve Stones right behind him. So bad mistake that from Ginger Tim, as he was having a good race in the mix there with everyone else. Bit of a shame to drop out of it and drop back. I know exactly how he feels. I did it on the first lap in this race. So Skid Guru in 6th. Again, I'm just trying to catch action, so I'll probably miss other little bits from other people here and there, but try and keep with the stuff that's as close as possible. So we've got Timovitz, Mulson and Skid Guru very close, chasing each other through these corners now, and then G4Z looking to make the most of the opportunity of these guys slowing each other down and try to get onto the back of Skid Guru. Can't see anything out of the back of his car, so we've got his rear view mirror to have a look at through the map. Seems like G4Z knows what he's doing though. He's not going to have a stupid lunge down the inside or anything, and Skid Guru doesn't have to worry too much from behind, just can focus on chasing Mulson. Timovic looks like he's trying to go down the inside of Basinger there, but not quite fast enough and late enough on the brakes to get it done. So still in 4th place, Timovic. You can see him in the distance up front. Basinger managing to get a little bit of breathing room from that and create a little bit of a gap. So Timovic will now be concerned about Mulson coming from behind rather than getting past Basinger because he's not close enough at the moment. Oh, Skid Guru hitting the limiter there. Got G4Z right behind him. I keep wanting to say G4S because of the security company. Run the prisons and all that kind of stuff. But G4Z pretty close behind in the rear view mirror as well. Looks like he's got a good run out of that corner. He's right behind now. So see what Skid Guru does to defend down into here. Just keeps it nice and tight to the apex as he turns in early, which is the right thing to do to defend through that corner. And then runs as much speed as he can up this hill, carrying, taking as much curb as he needs to carry the speed. So we'll skip it up a bit with the angles and watch G4Z as he goes down the inside on Skid Guru. Tiny little touch on each other as they head into the corner, but no major contact, so good move there from G4Z. And we've got Timovic dropping back now, so a mistake from Timovic, and he's dropping back and he's gone all the way back to 8th place. And B Cooney's up into 7th now, got past him. So Timovic's having a bit of a mixed race now. Started really well, was in pole at the start of the race as well, not to forget. Same with Specky Jockey, had a good start to the race and dropped back. Same with me, I started half recently and dropped back. So Ginger Tim having that big incident and a few laps to go. So we've got Mulson in the pits now, first to pit. Again, I can't skip these pit stops this week or anything, so it'll end up being over 2 videos. I'll just remind you again, whilst I'm at it as well, if you haven't already and you enjoy these videos, give us a subscribe and stay in touch and watch the rest of the series to finish off the championship. There's only two more races left, and I'll be doing replay videos of those as well, and giving us some idea of how the championships come to an end and who is in what place and everything. So yeah, stick with it and subscribe and hit the bell icon, and then that way you'll be notified when I get a new video up there. And if you've enjoyed this, give us a like. It does take a while to put these together. It takes me an hour to watch a replay through at least, and if I do notes on it beforehand it takes me even longer, so hopefully you appreciate that and it comes across that I put a bit of effort in. Anyway, back to the racing. We've got P. Cooney in 6th place now, Skid Guru in 5th. So the positions are changing up quite a bit. Paul K, we'll start from right at the top, might make sense if we're going to go through the order. We've got Paul K in 1st. 2nd is Phoenix, having a really good race, keeping it going nice and consistently in 2nd. No lap times for this to look at, but and I don't quite know why, but there you go. Basinger in 3rd. 4th is G4Z, so having a really good race, coming up the field and catching Basinger up now. Skid Guru in 5th. A bit of a gap between these guys a little bit now. B. Cooney in 6th. Timovic in 7th. Specky Jock in 8th now. Broad in 9th as he just dives into the pits. Skid Guru's in the pits as well now, so he's dropping back. Steve Stearns, excuse me, Steve Stearns, I was trying to hold that in. Steve Stearns in 8th now in the Jag. Ginger Tim in 9th. Let's see where Broad comes out of the pits. And Skid Guru, I think Skid Guru went in 1st. See which one sets off first, so they set off at about the same time. Come out in front of each other, in fact. So Skid Guru comes out in front of Broad from the pits there. And then we've got me still in 13th and Mr. Dino right at the back now in 14th, so I've made one place up. So skip through and see what's going on. I think I went through the whole order there, I think. So see what's happening, who's close to each other. We've got G4Z right on the back of Passenger, good time to catch them. As they're pretty much going to be side by side heading down into the braking zone into this corner. Passenger on the inside for the corner. G4Z on the outside. So Passenger keeping the position in third place with G4Z still really close behind chasing him. I hope these guys that just randomly jump in to fill in for someone who can't make it for the week, for that week's racing, I hope they enjoy the races as much as we have for the full season, because they seem to do quite well and have decent races. Whilst I've been doing these commentary videos, they're always involved towards the front and seem to be having a decent race with someone or another. So we've got 3 people in the pits now, Passenger, Phoenix and B. Cooney, all pitting from quite high up. So we'll pick one of them and see where they come out. Phoenix is coming out in into 4th place, so that's a good pit stop from him. He pitted from 2nd, so he only drops down into 4th, that's good from him. B. Cooney comes out into 5th. Mulson, I don't know if B. Cooney's been in the pits actually. Mulson in 6th. Passenger now in 7th, dropped back a little bit from his pit stop. Skid Guru in 8th. Broad in 9th, and I've made up a few places from the pit stops now in 10th. Steve Stone's made up a few as well in 11th. Timovitz in 12th. Mr. Dino in 13th, and Ginger Tim now coming out of the pits in 14th. So finds himself right at the back now. Does Ginger Tim after a pit stop. So we'll go back to looking at how close everyone is together. So Paul Kay's got a decent lead now if we look back. No one to be seen even coming around the hairpin. So I don't think he's pitted yet. And if we look at his tyres, he's definitely not pitted. So we're looking to pit soon, but he's got a good lead to come out and still have a decent position as he comes out of the pits. Same with G4Z. If we look at his tyres, they're not even that worn, and he's got half a tank left, so he's probably been conserving a bit of fuel. His tyre wear is certainly quite impressive. So yeah, he's got plenty of time to think about when he needs to pit. So Paul, as suspected, is into the pits now. Didn't think it was going to be long till he came in. Let's just watch Paul stop and then see where he comes out. So we've already got G4Z gone past into 1st, but yet to pit. We're 22 minutes into this race now. So Paul dropping down into 3rds, but it doesn't always mean anything like that. Let's see where he actually comes out. So he comes out in 3rd, just behind Specky Jock in 2nd now. So Paul will be wondering what Specky's strategy is and where he's pitted and whether he needs to or not, and if that, you know, the bonus of having the replay and being able to skip through between the players is seeing there with a quick glance at Specky Jock's screen, he's got really warm tyres. So Paul Kay's got the benefit with the tyres being fresher and especially just coming out of the pits. So Specky Jock's going to struggle to stay with him unless he pits soon, and then obviously he'll drop back and he'll be further back and racing against someone else. So Phoenix in 4th now after his pit stop, doing a good job, and not far behind Paul Kay and Specky Jock now. B. Cooney in 5th with fresh tyres after a pit stop. Not got the most fuel though. We've only got just over half a tank. Mulson as we watch him go down the outside. So a good overtake there from Mulson down the into the hairpin, the fast hairpin. B. Cooney losing out. but Mulson fairly doing it, no problems with that. Good clean racing and good overtake, good run from Mulson by the look of it to get himself into that position. So B Cooney not giving up though, so a little tap from B Cooney on Mulson there, as when B Cooney was at the apex. Oh, another little tap here, so it's all getting a bit heated between these two, it's not good. So it looked like B Cooney didn't want to let it go there, and Mulson ended up going into the side of him, and he finds himself off on the grass now as well, so that's not good. Oh, and he's struggling to get back on as well. So a bit of a bad moment from those two there, not good to see. But do catch the odd bad moment from each person from time to time. So Mulson pits now, probably got damage from that as they came together, B Cooney and Mulson through the corners there. So Mulson had a really good overtake into the hairpin on B Cooney, and then B Cooney had a good run on him up the hill and managed to get back side by side with him, and then just made contact throughout two corners there and just got a little bit heated between them by the look of it. So Mulson losing out, and B Cooney not sure if he has damage. Let's skip up. So he's got rear end damage and suspension damage, so it would have been wiser for both of them. Oh, Broad hitting the back of B Cooney now there as well. Don't know what happened there, but Broad going into the back of B Cooney. So B Cooney all of a sudden finding himself involved in all sorts of incidents. But yeah, with regards to the damage in this championship, sometimes it's hard to ignore the red mist and just carry on driving sensibly. But B Cooney going off there, so getting even more damage at the front. Really bad couple of laps for B Cooney now. Lost his head a little bit by the look of it, and lost focus a bit. Anyway, we'll stop pointing out his mistakes. I didn't realise it went so badly wrong. So we've got Phoenix again in 4th place, chasing Specky Jock down. Specky Jock still not pitted, so let's see if he comes in this lap. Yep, couldn't really hold out much longer, so Phoenix takes 3rd place now as Specky pulls into the pits for fresh tyres and more fuel. Bazinger goes past as well. Skid Guru goes past, so Specky Jock dropping back quite far here. Got Broad coming past as well. Specky Jock leaving the pits now as B Cooney enters the pits. And we've got Seastones, so Specky Jock coming out in front of Seastones and behind Broad. I'm in the pits now as well as B Cooney. Mulson in 11th place now after that incident, and finding himself going off after that, pushing and shoving with B Cooney. I'm not going to place the blame either way, it's not my job. Ginger Tim in 13th, Timovitz in 14th now, so Timovitz finds himself right at the back after having such a good start to this race. So we're coming towards halfway through now. Let's see what everyone can do with the second half of the race. You can all change round from now. Maybe not right up into the podium positions, but can certainly gain a few places from where we are and towards the back I'm talking about, and chase each other down and see where we can get in the end. So let's skip through and see who's close to each other. We've got Paul K, everyone had a bit of a gap to him up front. Phoenix a bit of a gap. Skid Guru chasing Bazinger, but still a bit of a gap between those guys. Broad, no one really in front. Specky Jock, no one in front or behind. Seastone, so everyone's having their own little race now really. We've got B Cooney chasing Mulson. Mulson will be a bit worried after that contact, having B Cooney behind him. Mr Dino in 11th, Ginger Tim in 12th. Let's watch this actually. Looks like Ginger Tim's, got a decent run on Mr Dino. See if he dares do it down the inside. No, so Ginger Tim not really close enough to get it done, but because he hesitated, he's let me slip by, so I overtake Mr Dino and take 12th place, and Ginger Tim into 11th place. Mr Dino dropping back now to 13th. So trying to go down the inside line as I try and get side by side on down the straight with Ginger Tim, giving myself a chance to have a go into the first corner. I feel that I'm close enough, so I try it late on the brakes and manage to get it done, and I get enough in front of Ginger Tim to be able to get through the second corner, mess it up a little bit without my traction control on, but managed to gather it up and keep in front of Tim, so decent overtake from myself there to put it into 11th. Ginger Tim trying to come back at me, but I'm not giving him much room, so finds himself in 12th now. Skidding his way through into that corner as well, so dropping back a little bit off the back of me because of that. Still pretty close though. Just looking on the left hand side, we've got G4Z in the pits now, and Paul K up into first, Phoenix into second. So we'll skip up to that and see where he comes out. We've got Broad coming round up into 5th place. Specky Jock coming round the last corner up into 6th. And we see G4Z exiting the pits there in 7th place, so he's done a one-stop race, stopped pretty much bang on the half-an-hour marker, and finds himself in 7th place after coming out after Specky Jock. What the hell? Oh, right, yeah, okay.